सदानंदन प्रभु की जय। काम है तो गिवन चाहते अरे तो ठीक है गड्डी का दामोदर कहाँ है? अच्छा जसोदा में रुका मिले से महामंत्र महामंत्र कौन करे
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
need to tune the guitar.
He needs to tune the guitar. To tune the guitar, he will come back.
Gurudev, Jaya Jaya 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 Prabhupada, 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 Jaya 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 Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Gurudev, Gurudev, Jaya Gurudev, Hari Om, Hari
Om Gyantirmandasya Ranjana Salakya Chakshon Militamina Tashmai Shri Gurave Namah. Om Gyantirmandasya Ranjana Salakya Chakshon Militamina Tashmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. I offer my unlimited obeisances to Srila Bon Maharaj and all the beautiful and glorious assembled devotees and to our entire parampara, going back to Lord Krishna himself. So beautiful to see so many familiar and some unfamiliar faces in the audience. I'm always amazed how sweet it feels when you enter a hall of devotees. There's a special energy and sweetness in such a place. So my name is Yashodanand Das, for those of you who don't know me, and I met my beautiful illustrious Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Gosvamini Maharaj, back in 1996. And I have to say that when I first went to Vrindavan, and I first met my Gurudev, I really had no idea of the significance of the meeting. You remember? You were there, yeah? Yeah. I remember I'd come the month before, and Gurudev wasn't there, and I came back the following month. So all the brahmacharis already knew me. And I came in with my ex-wife, and everybody, Gurudev Maharaj was there at the time, everybody was saying, take sannyas, take sannyas. Haribol. Little inconvenience, a little problem. I was entering into the room with my wife. It didn't seem to bother any of them. Luckily, she had no idea what sannyas meant. And Gurudev, it was not that big a room, but anywhere Gurudev sat became like a palace. So the room in my mind is like 2,000 feet long. It was probably only about 30 feet long, you know. And Gurudev was right at the end, and Gurudev was not so tall, but he always seemed so huge, even though he was actually quite elegantly refined in his bodily luster. And he just sat at the end of the hall, and he motioned so beautifully. You know how he used to do? With his hand, so gently. And it was like, all in good time, all in good time. Calm down, gentlemen, he was saying. And it was such a beautiful meeting, but I was a bit like the Forrest Gump of spiritual life. I really had no idea what I was doing, but it felt right. And and that year I took Diksha. And it's only really, it's now 22 years in. And every day I'm becoming more aware. Because some of you in this room, how many people are disciples of Maharaj here? Yeah? Okay. And how many people are disciples of my Gurudev? Okay. Okay, yeah, how many do? Okay. And how many are Prabhupada disciples? Okay. And how many disciples of other illustrious gurus of our Sampradaya? And how many are not Diksha at all yet? Okay, now, good mix. So the first thing to remember in Guru Tattva is, all Guru Tattva is one. Yeah? There is no division between any of these gurus. We may have partiality, yeah, because we have affection for our Guru. But actually, if I see somebody loving their Guru and serving their Guru, all it is ever doing is reminding me of my relationship with my Guru. It's just reminding me of my love for my Guru and his love for me when I see somebody else's love for their Guru. Never think it is not a Guru competition. Yeah? We are all helping each other, serving each other, serving every Guru. There is no division in all of this huge Sangha we have. So, I suppose I'm talking, whenever you're invited to give Harikatha, actually in many ways you're talking to yourself, to remind yourself of the teachings you have learned. But also, in sharing this with you, I'm sharing it with other devotees who have taken Diksha, but I'm also sharing it for new people who are thinking, what is this Guru thing all about? Yeah? Sounds a bit dodgy to me, maybe. Or maybe it's a good idea, I don't know. So I'm talking to everybody, both who has Guru and who doesn't have Guru. So what I would say is, after 22 years, I'm still experiencing the unfolding magic of being connected to Guru. Because without Guru, actually, there is no value in what we're doing. I'll explain that in a second. So, what is the goal of Krishna consciousness? Huh? Shout it out.
To end the birth and death cycle.
Yes, that's a byproduct. To end the birth, the cycle of birth and death is a byproduct. It's not the goal. Who? Shout it out.
Krishna Prem.
Who said that? Yes, that's exactly right. Actually, Krishna Prem is correct, but Radha Dasya. We're in a very specific line, yeah? We are trying to attain the unflinching, unending service to the Lord. Anya balasta sunyam gyan kambriyana vrittam anukalenya shiranam Krishna shiranam bhakti uttama. The greatest devotee is one who is unceasingly, unrelentingly offering service to Shri Krishna without cessation, without ever any covering of material knowledge or karma, and for totally selfless motives. It's a very high goal. And our speciality is we're doing so by serving Srimati Radharani. We're not serving Srimati Radharani and not serving Shri Krishna. We're serving Shri Krishna by serving Srimati Radharani. Yeah? They are two parts of a moyete. Yeah? That's the goal. So we must think, our Gurudev always gave us transcendental optimism. He didn't say, oh, this is some goal so far away, you can never attain it, just give me all your money and maybe you have some hope. No, he never said that. He was just totally engaged us in beautiful service and said, you can make this transcendental jump. You can go to that world. I can take you there. And that's the key thing. Because Srila Gurudev is already in the spiritual world, he is able to take us to the spiritual world. Right? If you want to go and meet the Queen, how do you go and meet the Queen? An audience? You don't go and stop someone on the street and say, can you take me to Buckingham Palace and meet the Queen? You need to find somebody who is with the Queen every day, who knows the Queen intimately and can give you recommendation. This is the essence of our Gurudev. He's our visa holder to the transcendental world. Yeah? So not only is he that, but he's also by trying to understand the mood of our Guru. So mood is not something you just find in a book. You don't read a book and go, oh, that's the mood. The mood is revealed through the books that we read by our Gurudev. By watching, imbibing and serving our Guru, we can pick up some of this mood of our Guru. And this gives us eligibility into the transcendental world. So without Guru, one is reading these books and some sukriti is happening, some progress is happening, but the real transcendental momentum occurs when we take Diksha and when we start committing more deeply and deeply and deeply to serving our Gurudev. The Diksha ceremony itself is but a ceremony. It is the starting point of that connection. Yeah? Is everyone familiar with the word sambandha? Yeah? Put your hand up if you know what sambandha is. Okay, so tell me what sambandha is, Kripa.
It's the knowledge of...
Shout it.
It's the knowledge of your relation with your Gurudev. Or the knowledge of your relation.
With everybody, yeah? So, it's sambandha is relationship, is the binding. At the moment, the binding that we all have is predominantly or a lot in the material world. We're bound to our husbands, we're bound to our wives, we're bound to our children, our mothers and our fathers. But these are temporary relationships, so this binding is of no eternal value. It doesn't mean that we should neglect these relationships. We should imbue these relationships with the transcendental love that we're learning through our Gurudev. But it is not where our hope should reside. Our hope is in developing sambandha for the inhabitants of Braj. Yeah? Because those inhabitants of Braj in that transcendental world, that is where we want our ultimate service to be. That is where we want our heart to be. Yeah? And Gurudev is already in that world, in that transcendental world, and by connecting that sambandha with our Gurudev, we can gain access to that spiritual world, really appreciate it, understand it, and live in it. It's not just about gaining, we want to be living it while we're living here, through our bhajan, through our service. So that sambandha with our Guru is the access to all the relationships in Braj. There are many, many relationships in Braj, ultimately the Srimati Radharani, through our Gurudev. So my encouragement to everybody here, as I said, I'm speaking to myself as well, is try to every day. Somebody said something really beautiful the other day. They said, it was Ram Mohan, he's here, isn't he? There he is. He always tries to be visible, but I'm pointing him out. He said every day he gets up, and the first thing he does in the morning and the last thing he does at night is pay obeisances to his Gurudev. Yeah? Just first thing. Yeah? Before even a thought comes in his head. Because if we can increasingly imbue everything we do with that love of our Gurudev and our desire to serve our Gurudev, then our bhakti will be successful. And we will achieve Krishna Prem. And we will achieve Radha Dasya. So, for those of you who have Guru, serve him more deeply. And for those that don't have Guru, consider very profoundly and very gravely that perhaps it may be time to seek a Guru. And if you're thinking, how do I find a Guru? My Guru? Then all we need to do is develop some greed in the heart for Guru. Just pray for Guru and Krishna will arrange the right personality to take you to Braj. Hare Krishna.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharane Nirvisesya Sanyavadi Paskatra Satavane Namo Vishnu Padaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Sri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Namine. So I just offer my obeisances to my wonderful gurus, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada and Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Maharaj. I offer my respectful obeisances to Bhaktivedanta Ram Maharaj and to all our illustrious Guru Varg, to all the devotees and the guests. So, I've just been asked to speak. I wasn't expecting to speak. So, a very nice talk Yashodananda and Prabhu just gave, explaining how wonderful it is to surrender to Guru. So I remember on the back of the, I think it's the Gopi Gita book, it explains how the person who speaks Harikatha is the greatest donor in the whole world, because so many people are giving so many things. And the majority of things that are being given to us are actually to enhance our spiritual body, our material body and our material mind. So by nature we're spiritual, but we have a false identification in this world. So this is called a false ego. And we're going through so many identities. When we're young, we think we're someone's daughter or son, then we think we're someone's girlfriend or boyfriend, wife, husband, then we're someone's mother, like this. So many false identities. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur, in a book called Jivadharma, he explains that actually, by nature we're spiritual, and these are temporary false identities. But the nature of the material world, everything we see in the films, everything we read in the majority of the books, the newspapers, it's all, even the posters you see for adverts, it's all reaffirming that we are this body and we are this mind, and if we try hard enough we can be happy in this material world. So this is actually completely false. And so the sadhus who travel around, they are actually the only ones really who are trying to reaffirm what is reality for us on a day-to-day basis. So, it's interesting in this Jivadharma because we see at the time of death, it's sort of easy to understand, at least intellectually, that we're not the body. Because we had a very dear friend or a relative, and we see the body is there on the floor, but we say, oh, I'm going to really miss them. So you say, well, look, they're right there. But you say, no, that's their body. The person I loved has gone. So we can see, at least intellectually, that we're not the body. But to understand we're not the mind, this is actually a very deep thing, because it's explained in the Jivadharma. Not only are we not a teacher or a warrior or a businessman or a labourer or a married person, an unmarried person, but we're not happy and we're not sad. All these modes and moods and emotions that we have, this is also false identification with the identity that we have taken on, and which in many ways the way we live we reaffirm every day. So this is actually what the sadhus and the scriptures are trying to teach us. And it was explaining that there was a question, it was a discussion actually, and they were asking, but is there a real ego? This is the false ego, the false identification, but is there a real ego? So the real ego is that we are the servant of Radha and Krishna, and this is actually what our whole teachers have come to teach us. So then we understand, we learn about, oh thank you, we learn about what happens in that world, how the people relate to each other, how they serve, what they do. The majority of teachings, they don't explain, they say to serve God, but they don't explain anything about God. Who is he? What does he look like? Does he have relatives? Does he do anything? It's just like this non-entity. And so we're actually taught very much in our teachings exactly how to relate. So the mind is a very tricky thing, and I read quite a funny story the other day which was interesting, and I'll just explain it to show how the mind works with false identities. It was actually a saintly person who was a renunciate, and he was in Vrindavan, and he decided to do something called Dandavat Parikrama. It means that you go around and you pay your obeisances flat out, and where your fingers touch, you stand up, you step to there, then you pay obeisances again and you do that. So this person had decided to do this Dandavat Parikrama, and he didn't want people to see him doing it, so he started this at night when it was dark. And so in his mind he was thinking, oh, I'm very advanced doing this. He could see himself thinking it. So then he did a few, and then he realised, well, this is quite strenuous actually, it's not so easy to do. So then he said his first test came, because in Vrindavan, in India, there's many wild animals. So just where he was paying his obeisances, his respects, a herd of pigs came in front of him. And then he realised, oh, now how can I get through? My way is blocked. So I guess he was joking, sense of humour. He said, Mr. Pig, I'm the son of a director. Would you move out of the way, please? So the pig didn't even look at him. So then he thought, well, when I was young, I was a street fighter. So if you don't want it that way polite, then have it another way. So he slapped the pig really hard on the side. And the pig looked round at him, and it really looked at him like it might bite him. So he realised, maybe that pig's going to bite me. Maybe that's not the way to do it. So then he realised, what am I actually doing and why am I doing it? And he realised, actually, my whole false ego has come up with different identifications. So he said, Dear Mr. Pig, I know you're a very great soul here in Vrindavan, and you have been sent by Srimati Radharani to test me. So he said, please, I'm trying to do some seva to serve Radha and Krishna. Would you mind moving out of the way, please, to help me do this seva? He said, immediately the pig moved to the side, the whole herd of pigs moved to the side, and his way was free. And he said he realised that he actually experienced great humility in the sangha of the pigs. And he said it was very helpful to his bhakti. So even when we're trying to do our devotional service, we actually take on so many false identities. We get so wound up with the false things and the ways to deal with each other. So these things are all important to our path. So there are many, many things to learn and many wonderful levels of Krishna consciousness. And I'm just going to finish there. I'm just so grateful to be allowed to be somewhere in the Sangha of the devotees and have such wonderful people around me, and I'll leave back to Vedanta Maharaj to say something very wonderful about that.
Amritinath Mandasha Ranjana Salakaya Chakshimalitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Panchakapurubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Patitanam Bhavanibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Shivo Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. So before I begin, I'd like to offer my humble, most respectful obeisances, my heart like flowers, at the dust of the lotus feet of my Gurudev, Om Vishnu Padas Tatas Dadashi Shrimad Bhaktivedanta Narayana Gosvamini. And at the same time, I offer my humble, most respectful obeisances at the dust of the lotus feet of my Param Gurudevs, Nityalila Vishnu Padas Tatas Dadashi Shrimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada and Nityalila Vishnu Padas Astatas Dadashi Shrimad Bhakti Bhagyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, unto His Divine Grace Shripad Van Maharaj and all the assembled devotees here. Please accept my humble Dandavat pranams. So I just literally arrived from America, completely jet lagged. Had a car crash on the way to the airport. Anyway, somehow or another, I didn't expect to be sitting here before you and being asked to speak, but on the order of our most revered Shripad Banmaj. I'll try to say something. So, it was just in festival that our Gurudev established from the year 1996, when he first travelled around the world. He went to America, and the place is called Baja, but he named it New Braja, and very beautiful place in the mountains, and so much Hari guitar is flowing there, and so many memories of our Gurudev. So it was very, very nice festival, and we have Anukut, also Giriraj Anukut festival. Giriraj Anukut festival there every year also. So that was very, very nice. Hundreds and hundreds of preparations are offered to Giriraj Govardhan by all the devotees. So altogether, it was so nice. Anyway, somehow, as Yashodananda Prabhu said, it's so nice to be here amongst all the devotees, especially Shripad Banmaj, who's been tirelessly preaching for many, many years throughout the world and giving so many jewels of bhakti. So we're very, very, very fortunate to have this association. This is, without sadhu sangha, we cannot make any advancement whatsoever. 5 limbs of bhakti: sadhu sangha, nam, kirtan, bhagavat shravan, maturavash, shimotiyeshwaraya sevana. So that means association of devotees, sadhu sangha, nam, chanting the holy names, bhagavat shravan, hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam and other holy scriptures, and residing in Vrindavan or any holy place, and worshipping the deity with faith. So if we can be practicing all these limbs of bhakti even for many years, but if we're doing by ourselves, we're not in the association of high-class Vaishnavas in sadhu sangha, then we won't get the fruit of our endeavours in bhakti. So we've come here today with some greed in our heart to hear from Shripad Banmaj, and he has so much nectar to give. But he's been collecting like a bumblebee for many years, collecting so much nectar from his Guru Maharaj, from Nityalila Vishnu Tata Sati Shishima Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and Nityalila Vishnu Tata Sati Shishima Bhakti Vedanta Shlavama Goswami Maharaj, and other Vaishnavas. So today is the appearance or disappearance day of Gangamata Goswamini. So appearance? Okay. So, actually, Sita Didi and Kamala Didi, they established the Gangamatas, named after Gangamata Goswamini. And our Gurudev, he always said you should do bhajan like Srila Raghunath Das Goswami for men, and for ladies, Gangamata Goswamini. But this is a very high thing. Even one time it was my birthday. Gurudev would always give blessings on our birthdays. So I asked him, Mangalam Bhavatu, Kalyanam Bhavatu, may you be happy in this life and the next life. And I was looking at Gurudev, like, okay, is that it? I don't want to just be happy in this life and the next life. So then he said, okay, what else do you want? And I said, I want to do bhajan like Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. So then he looked at me as though to say, I don't think so. He said, no, this is not possible for you. So then I thought, well, what else? And then he said, okay, you can do bhajan like Gangamata Goswami. So I said, okay, if I could do bhajan like Gangamata Goswami, but if not this life, in some future life. This is very hard. She was a princess. She came from a royal family, and you know, of course, mother and father, king and queen, they wanted her to marry like very, very high-class prince, and you know, live a royal life. But she wasn't interested in any of these things. Her heart was given to Krishna. She said, why would I want to marry a man whose body is what? Filled with blood, mucus, stool, urine, flesh, bones. Why? So this is, as Shashni Didi was saying, that we're looking at everyone's body and we were totally identifying with this body. Look in the mirror, yes, I'm this body. How nice I'm looking today. But actually we're not this material body at all. We're eternal spirit soul. So she was understanding this, that our soul belongs to Krishna. It doesn't belong to anyone in this material world, although we're born in one family where maybe we get married, maybe we have children like this, but this is all temporary. Like there's, in Jivadharma, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains there's Naimitic Dharma, temporary Dharma, and there's Nitya Dharma. What is our Nitya Dharma? So our Nitya Dharma is Bhakti, actually, Vaishnava Dharma. So that love and devotion that's there in our hearts, souls, but being covered by illusion and ignorance for so many lifetimes, is not meant for any person in this material world, no matter who they are, only meant for Krishna, Radha and Krishna, or in connection with Guru. So Gangamata Gosvamini, she said, no, I don't want to marry any ordinary person in this world. I've given my heart to Krishna, I'll only marry him. I'll only be betrothed to him. And her determination was so strong that she said, I don't try to make any arrangements, I'm going to Vrindavan. And she went. And there she met her guru, I think it was Haridas Pandit. And hearing from him, she was drinking the nectar of his Harikatha, and she became so renounced. Even though from a royal family, she had everything. She could have anything and everything anyone could dream of in this material world. But she wasn't interested at all. And her guru told her to live very simply. She followed his instructions, just living like maybe on an old boat or very simple bhajan kutia, place of bhajan, and eating what? Just begging every day, little 1 or 2 chapatis. That's all she would take, nothing more. So all the time she was hearing Harikatha, and that impressed her heart very, very deeply. So when we come to hear from Sadhu, our Gurudev said, don't come and hearing, but going in one ear and out the other. But hear with our ears very attentively and hearts very openly, and try to take in what that sadhu is telling us, because this is really for our, this is our highest welfare. This is for actually our real purpose of life. So many things we may hear in this material world, we read the newspapers or we watch the TV or whatever it is, and it's of no use. This is only entangling us in this material world more and more and more. So she was taking very deeply into her heart what her guru was telling, and becoming very, very renounced, she began speaking that Harikata, and in the audience, people, many would come, men, women, sadhus, so many would come and hear from her. And sitting and hearing her sweet Harikata, their hearts would melt and they would cry. She would be crying, they would be crying like this. Anyway, I won't tell the whole pastime because it's very long. But in the end, she was in association with one older lady, Vaishnava, and learning so much from her. Eventually, she left her body. The Guru told her to go to Jagannath Puri. She resided there. And again, practicing her bhajan very deeply, chanting with so much love, and giving Harikata also in the same way. So, eventually, she, when it came to the day of Makar Sankranti, I think it was, Makar Sankranti, when Ganga Devi appeared, and Ganga Devi took her in her flow by some miracle and took her directly to the lotus feet of Jagannath Dev. So she was there, and she thought to herself, I made a vow that I've given my heart, my soul, my everything to Krishna, and Krishna in the form of Jagannath has brought me directly to his lotus feet. So she was so happy. But when the Pujari saw her, he wasn't so happy. And he told, oh, she's trying to steal the jewels of Jagannath. What is this? So he told the king she was put in prison. And dream, Jagannath came and told the king, what are you doing? That you made a big offense. No, why you've put this lady, she's my dear devotee. Why have you put her in prison? You should actually surrender to her and accept her as your guru. So, king, along with all his followers, on the order of Jagannath Devi himself, he came and surrendered to her and accepted initiation. So, and then her name became Jagannath. Dev himself gave her the name Gangamata Gosvamini. So she's not ordinary at all, completely surrendered. And all these saints, these Vaishnavas, Vaishnavis, they give us example in their lives of how to completely surrender to the lotus feet of Sadhguru and Krishna. I was thinking the other day that every single moment of our lives, we have a choice. Every moment we have a choice to surrender to Maya Devi, and be completely entangled in this world and beaten by Maya, or to surrender to Krishna. Every moment we can decide, yes, I want to surrender fully to Krishna. But this is not in words only. We may say, yes, I surrender. Oh, Gurudev, I surrender. Oh, Krishna, I am yours. I surrender to you. But in reality, are we surrendering? So, there's some symptoms of surrender. 6 symptoms. We accept what's favourable. We reject what's unfavourable. We accept Krishna as our only maintainer, our only protector. And we're very humble. Very meek and humble, and we completely offer our very selves to Krishna. So this is not just by words, this is in our every mood and in our every action. So I pray on this day that by mercy of Gurudev and mercy of Vaishnavas like Shripad Bhan Maharaj, that one day I can fully surrender at the lotus feet of my Gurudev, Radha and Krishna, and to really fulfill Gurudev's desire, Gurudev's instructions, and one day attain this very, very high goal of Radha Darshan. So with this I end my speech, and so I've taken
Kirtan. It's got three names: Radha, Ramana, Hari, then Govinda, Jai Jai. So is that Radha, Ramana, everyone? Radha, Ramana, Hari, Govinda, Jai Jai. Okay, please help me. I'm really shy in front of the devotees. No. So, no, do I need?
Hare में राधे राधे, श्याम कुंड में राधे राधे, वृंदावन में राधे राधे, बरसाना में राधे राधे, बरसाना में राधे राधे, नंदगांव में राधे राधे, नंदगांव में राधे राधे, जापन गांव में राधे राधे, जापन गांव में राधे राधे, छेवड़ी गांव में राधे राधे, संकेत गली में राधे राधे, संकेत वन में राधे राधे, संकेत गली में राधे राधे, प्रेम सरोवर में राधे राधे, प्रेम सरोवर में राधे राधे, ललिता गांव में राधे राधे, विशाखा गांव में राधे राधे, हिंदू देखा गांव में राधे राधे, हिंदू देखा गांव में राधे राधे, मान गली में राधे राधे, मान गली में राधे राधे, ठाकरीपुर में राधे राधे, ठाकरीपुर में राधे राधे, मोरकुटी में राधे राधे, चिकसौली में राधे राधे, चिकसौली में राधे राधे, बरसाना में राधे राधे, राधे 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 वृंदावन धाम की जय, श्री गुरुदेव की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, जय श्री राधे, बोलो गंगा माता गोस्वामिनी देवी की जय, हृदय स्वामी पार्वती की जय, श्री पालनकरी भक्त वृंद की जय, गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि। गौर प्रेमानंदे।
महाराज की जय, देव की जय, प्रभुपाद की जय।
ज्ञानं तिमिरान्ध्रस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्मृतं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकायै तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। ॐ वृन्दावै तुलसीदेव्यै प्रियायै केशवस्य च कृष्णभक्तिप्रदे देवी सत्तवत्यै नमो नमः। भक्ताभिहीना अपराधलक्ष्यै तीर्थास्नामादितासङ्गमत्यै श्रीकामैकां शरणागतं विन्दे नमस्ते Namaste मधुरस्मितास्त्रं वदामि राधा करुणावरद्रं ततो मम नास्ति गतिर्न कापि श्यामसुन्दरसिकन्दशेखर स्मेरहास मुरली मनोहर राधिकारसिकमं कृपानिधे सप्रिया चरण किङ्करीं कुरु संविदा दशनतिनं विभो प्रार्थये ब्रजमेन्द्रनन्दन वस्तु मोहन तवाति वल्लभा जन्म जन्मनि मरीश्वरे प्रियं वंशे विभूषितकरान्नवनीरदाभाद्पीताम्बरादरुणबिम्बफलादृष्टात् पूर्णेन्दुसुन्दरमुखात् अरविन्दनेत्रात् कृष्णात् परमतत्त्वं किमपि अहं न जाने न विजाचे राज्यं न च कनकमाणिक्यं न विवां न जाचे ब्रह्मं सकलजनकं परवधूं मे सदा काले काले प्रमदवती न गीतचरितो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु हा देवी काकुवर गदगद अद्वाचा जाचनी पत्ते भूमि दंडवदुर्भुटार्ति अश्च प्रसाद मम दश जनाश्च कृत्वा गंधर्विके निजगणे गणनान्विदे अंगश्यामलवीचटामन्दिकितन्द्रीवरं जड्डं जाजुगुडरोचिषं पट्टम्बरस्य श्रियं बिन्दारणनिवासिनिदलसद्दामादिदामोदरं राधास्कन्दनिवेशुरो जरोभुजं ध्यायंस्तु दामोदरं शिरूपमञ्जरीकरार्चितपादपद्मं गश्चन्दनभुजार्पितमस्तकाय हा मुदत कनक गौरी पदारविन्दं सनभयानि सनकैस्तव किं करिष्ये श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि श्री गौरभक्तवृन्द हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। First of all, I offer my humble, respectful obeisances unto lotus feet of my Guru Pad Padma Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtutara Satasisrimad Bhakti Vedanta Srila Vaman Goswami Maharaj and Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad
Ashtotara Satasi Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Srila Narayan Goswami Maharaj. Simultaneously offer my humble, respectful Dandavat Pranam, lotus feet of Nitya-lila Pravishtam Vishnupad, Ashtotara Satasi Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj, Srila Gauranga Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rakhak Siddhar Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj, and all senior devotees and all Vaishnavis and present all of my respectful guests. So, time almost over, because I have to finish at the time limit, 9 o'clock, 30 minutes I have the rest of time. So, just I want to few words, just purification my tongue. Srila Prabhu, Jasodanandan Prabhu very nicely glorified Gurudev and very nice remembrance of our beloved Gurudev. That is called Guru Smaranam. Guru Smaran, Krishna Smaran, Mahaprabhu Smaran and Radhika Smaran. This is the process. Smaran means remember. And all you also told very nice, beautiful katha. Charichandrika Devi, she also told the pastimes of Sachi Devi. Then later her name, Gangamata Gosvamini. Very nice, beautiful her lifestyle, life history, as like the life history of Raghunath Das Goswami. Gurudev, he once one devotee, I can't remember his or her name, maybe one late, I think late devotee. He asked Gurudev, Gurudev, when will you do bhajan and sadhan as like Raghunath Das Goswami? Then Gurudev told, you are very fortunate. Why? Just to listen the name of Raghunath Das Goswami. You cannot. You can't do perform bhajan and sadhan as like our 6 Goswamis. Chappanna danda ratri dine Radha Govinda bina nahi jane. Chari danda sute thake sapne Radha Govinda dekhe. That means day and night, that is called 60 dandas. How many? 60. 60 dandas. One danda means 24 minutes. Okay? One danda is calculation, mathematics. One danda means how many? 24 minutes. So, day and night. So, how many dandas? 60. But our Goswamis, 56 dandas, they completely absorb with Krishna Nam, Krishna Katha. Chappanna danda ratri dine Radha Govinda bina nahi jane. Only 4 dandas. How many minutes? 4 dandas? Mathematics? I don't know mathematics. How many? 96 minutes. Yes, good. That means 1 hour 36 minutes. Our Goswamis, just only 1 hour and 36 minutes, they also used to go taking some madhukuri. Madhukuri is bring some alms from the house of the Brajavasis. Within this 1 hour 36 minutes, also they are going to their toilet, taking bath, these things. And in this means also when they are taking rest, and that time their dream coming Radha Krishna, not other things. So then Chapanda Danda Ratri Dine Radha Govinda Bina Nahi Jane Charidanda Sute Thake Sapane Radha Govinda Deke. And how did they perform bhajan sadhan Vrindavan? They perform bhajan sadhan Vrindavan. Just taking some madhukari, madhukari understand? Arms, just a handful, atta, from the house of the Brajavasis. Especially Sanatan Goswami Pad, Rupa Goswami Pad, Jiva Goswami Pad, our 6 Goswamis, how did the bhajan and sadhana? Not they bring any chapati. That's just their arm some, what did he say? Atta, flour. And just put a little bit water and make this way and put in the fire without salt. Without salt, then they offer Thakurji, then eat prasadam. Sanatana Goswami life history says this. Raise one hand, who will do bhajan and sadhana here? Possible. And they perform bhajan and sadhana one night under one tree of Vrindavan. Next day, next night, going another tree. In this way, and always absorb with Nam Sankirtan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Sankha Prabhuka Nama Gana Nativi Kala Vasana Kritu Nidrahar Vihar Vichadu Chatandino Chayum Radha Krishna Gunasmriti Madhurima Anandena Sanmohito Bande Rupa Sanatano Raghujugo Srijiva Gopalako Sadgosami Ashtakam. 8 verses. Glorification about our 6 Goswamis. Srinivas Acharya, he composed this Ashtakam. 8 verses, glorification of 6 Goswami. That is called Sadgosam Ashtakam. Sankha Purvaka Nama Gana Nativi. Every day they chanted fixed round holy names. How many? Fixed round means not less than 64 rounds. At least 1,100,000 holy names. And that holy name is perfect. That is called Apatit Harinam. Perfect. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Sankha Prabhaka Nama Gana Nati. Gan, glorification of divine called Radha and Krishna. What they sing? Krishna Deva Bhavantang Bande, Krishna Deva Bhavantang Bande, Mana Manasa Madhukara Marpaya Nija Pada Pankaja Makarande, Krishna Deva Bhavantang Bande, Krishna Deva Bhavantang. Sankha Prabhaka Namaga Nativi. They paid obeisances all the pastime places of Krishna. And they took the name of all the Vaishnavas' name. Navadip, Jagannath Puri and Vrindavan Dham. Nama Gana Nativi Kala Avasana Kritu Nidra Ahara Vihara Vidhi Vijitu Chattan Janocho Radha Krishna Gunasmriti Madhurima Anandana Sanmahito. They completely absorb and immerse in the divine love of Radha and Krishna. He Radhe Vraducha Lalite, he Nanda Suno Kuta, Sri Govardhana Kalpapad Batale, Kalindi Vanne Kuta, Ghusanta Biti Sarvato Brajapuri, Khedari Maha Vihallo, Bande Rupa Sanatano, Raghujugo, Srijiva Gopal. They uttered the name of Rai Radhe. He Krishna, he Brajadevi ke, he Lalite, he Visake, he Jamuna Devi, where are you? And crying. Sometimes they did parikrama, Giriraj Govardhan, especially Sanatan Goswami Pad. Every day he used to go Vrindavan to Giriraj Govardhan. Then 21 kilometer did parikrama. Then coming Mathura, nearby Keshavji Gaudiya Holy and taking some alms, bhiksha from Brijavasi's house, Brahman house. Then again Mathura to return back Vrindavan and doing bhajan and so. Could you do this? No. So for this regard, Gurudev, just I also remind Gurudev Katha. I am not speaking my own Katha. Because Gurudev Katha, if you listen, then automatically your strength, energy, power will come. If I speak my Katha, maybe you will not get any benefit. So for this regard, I don't want to speak my Katha. What I am speaking? Gurudev Katha. What did I heard? Listen from the lotus leaves of Gurudev. Because that Katha is very powerful energy, Shakti. Shakti is there automatically. Guru Smaran. How they are bhajan and sadhu. So for this Gurudev told, just you, that lady, she asked Gurudev, when I will do bhajan and sadhan as like Rup Goswami or Raghunath Das Goswami. Gurudev gave answer, you are very lucky. Why? Just you listen the name of Sanatan Goswami, Rupa Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami. Their name is very powerful also. Krishna Nam, very powerful. In the same name of our Goswami's, name is very powerful. Name is powerful. Is there. So now coming in this, why I am saying? Because today very super excellent, auspicious day, Gangamata Gosvamini, her appearance day or disappearance day? Which one? Actually, she was born in high-class royal family. Putiya Naresh. She was princess. Rajkumari. And she was very young, tender ages, beautiful, attractive. Once she came in Vrindavan in the Radha Kunda do Parikrama. Just she met with her Guru Haridas. Avirbhav, appearance. Then she completely, absolutely surrendered lotus feet of his Guru. Completely, absolutely surrendered. That time she did not want to return back her home. But her relative by force took back her home. But after a few days, she gave up everything. And she came in Radha Kunda and do bhajan and sadhu. Under guidance of one old lady, something, Vishnu Priya or Lakshmi Priya, something. And every day she chanted 64 rounds, 1 lakh harinam, 1 lakh holy names. And Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Do bhajan and sadhu. Her life, similar life history of Raghunath Das Goswami. Do bhajan and sadhu this way. Completely. Just she told, just a minute, revive all her word. She told a very nice, beautiful life history of Sachi Devi. She took Diksha, Harinam from Haridas. Then her Guru told, you go to Jagannath Puri. And especially you should renovate the what is called? Birthplace of, birthplace no, the place of Sarva Bhattacharya, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu manifested his 6 arms. Sarabhuj darshan to him. That place you have to. She came. And she also took actual Kshetra sannyas. Kshetra sannyas means one who takes sannyas, she have to stay in that pilgrimage place, not to go anywhere. That is called Kshetra sannyas. That means some person taking vow, okay, I will do bhajan in sadhan, this place, and not go anywhere. Understand? Just you take in your mind. That is actually called Kshetra. I will taste it. And not go anywhere. Do bhajan and sadhan. Earlier our Raghunath Das Goswami, he performed bhajan and sadhan only where? Who knows? Radha Kunda. Our Goswami, others Goswami, they performed bhajan and sadhan different places of Vrindavan or Brijamandal. Sanatan Goswami Pad, Rupa Goswami Pad, Gopal Bhatta Goswami Pad. They perform bhajan and sadhan, you can see the different places. Sanatan Goswami Pad, he performed bhajan sometimes Gokul. Sometimes he also performed bhajan and sadhan Pavan Sarovar, Nandagaon. And sometimes Vrindavan, Bankandi Mahadevi. Vrindavan. Sometimes he performed bhajan sadhan Giriraj, Govardhan, on the bank of Manasi Ganga. Rupa Goswami Pad also performed bhajan and sadhan different places. Ter Kadambo, in between the Nandagaon and Barsana. Nandagaon and Jabat. Ter Kadambo. Rupa Goswami Pad, he performed bhajan and sadhan. These things. But Raghunath Das Goswami, he performed bhajan and sadhana only one place. Where? Only Radha Kunda. His nistha, showing his life history, one pointed with Srimati Radhika. Tabaivasmi, no jivami tayabina, iti viggaya te radhe, tang nayami charanantike. Yes, Srimati Radhika. This is my prayer unto Lord's feet. Maybe I will give up my body. But I will not go anywhere. Because this Radha Kunda is non-different from Srimati Radhika. Kunder Mahima Jani Radhar Mahima. Mahaprabhu himself told, Radha Kunda is non-different from Srimati Radhika. Topmost place, Vaikuntha Dijadinto Vara Mudipuri, Tatrasu Virasu Utsava, Bindarana Mudrabani Govardhana, Rupa Goswami Pad. Topmost place is what? Radha Kunda. So, our Raghunath Das Goswami, he performed bhajan and sadhana. In the same way, Sachi Devi, she came in Jagannath Puri and she was staying in that place and do bhajan, hard bhajan and sadhana. And she was very expert to speak Bhagavad Katha. She every day gave sweet Bhagavatam Katha. And all the great Vaishnavas also used to come in our Bhagavad Katha. Listen, Srimad Bhagavatam. Tava Kathamritam Tapta Jivanam Kavi Vireditam Kalmasahapam Sravana Mangalam Srimadattatam Bhuvi Grinnanti Te Bhurida Jana Tava Kathamritam Tapta Jivanam Kavi Vireditam Kalmasahapam Sravana Mangalam Srimadattatam Bhurigrinanti te Bhuridajana Tadakathamritam Tapta Jivanam Kavivireditam Kalmasahapam Sravana Mangalam Srimadattatam Bhurigrinanti te Bhuridajana. In Jagannath Puri, even king himself, complete right intoxicated with her Hari Katha. And that time the king himself also took Diksha from her. What kinds of her life history? You cannot imagine. In this way, we perform bhajan and sadhana. Actually, everything is coming from where? Guru Nishtha. Gurudev told, Guru Nishtha, steadiness, one point is the lotus feet of Guru. This is called the backbone of our bhajan and sadhana. If you have no Guru Nishtha, you can also change Guru. One day take another Guru, then another Guru, another Guru. Sometimes also joking. One boyfriend, oh, this boyfriend not good. Then taking another boyfriend, another boyfriend. What is the meaning? Nothing. Life is useless. But try to understand. Why is it with the Gurus? Take shelter, lotus feet of one fight Guru and one point is the Gurudev. Khanda khanda yadidiya pran tathapi badanina achari harinam. If my body cut in pieces, I will not give up Harinam. Always I am saying two words. Never give up Guru and never give up Harinam. Guru Nishtha, Guru Bhakti. This is the backbone of our bhajan and sadhana. Who will give prem? Sometimes singing. Jadi Narayana naito तबे की होई तो के मने धरिताम रे यदि नारायण नहीं तो तबे की होई तो के मने धरिताम रे अरे राधारो महिमा प्रेम रस सीमा राधार महिमा राधार महिमा प्रेम रस सीमा राधार महिमा जगते जाना तो के जगते जाना तो के बोलो के जाना तो के जाना तो के जाना तो अरे नारायण यदि नासित के जाना तो नारायण यदि नासित के जाना अरे गाओ पुनः पुनः नारायण गुण गाओ पुनः पुनः ओ गाओ पुनः पुनः नारायण गुण गाओ पुनः सरल होइया मन सरल होइया मन. Actually this song sang by नरहरि सरकार यदि गौरांग नहीं तो तबे की हुई तो कैमने धरिताम दे. But we are singing यदि गुरुदेव श्री नारायण गोस्वामी महाराज would not appear in this Kali Yuga, who can glorify the last limit of the prema of Srimati Radhika, Radharo prema madhurima. What is the last limit of divine love of Srimati Radhika? Guru Govinda Goswami Maharaj, he also wrote one piece article. The last limit of divine love of Srimati Radhika, prema madhurima. Srila Gurudev, how he was very generous and also magnanimous. He glorified only Radha Katha. All over the world, he preached Radhara Mahima. Annabhilasita sunnam jnana karmadya anabritam anukulena krishnanu silanam bhaktir uttama. This uttama bhakti means here, prema bhakti, Radha prema is there. And Highest Radha Premi is what? Manjari Bhav. And this Manjari Bhav only Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu manifested through in the heart of Rupa Goswami Pad. For this Rupa Goswami Pad wrote these bars, Vidagdha Madhava Natakam. For this sloka? Anarvita Charing Chirat Korunavatirana Kalu Samarveda Unnato Jala Sang Sabakti Harihi Pur Sundar Dadi Kadam Vasandar Sandarpita Hidaya Kandare Spuratuva Sachinandan. Bala Sachinandan Gaur Hari Gurudev is not ordinary person. It's a direct near Saint Dear Sukhi of Srimati Radhika. That is called Raman Manjari. Gurudev, his transcendental consonant form Siddha Deva, Raman Manjari. So, he preached this Radharani Katha, the pastimes of Srimati Radhika. So just I was coming, Gangamata Sachi Devi, she gave Hari Katha, Bhagavat Katha. Even she did not want to serve Thakurji because she thinking, I have no time. But Rasik, what is his name? Thakurji's name? One Brahman, Rasik Rai, I think so name. Remember? Twice came, and Brahman told, take this Thakurji. Well, no, I don't know. Then, but Thakurji himself told that the Brahmana, no, I want to service from Sachi Devi. Or Sachi Devi, she told, no, I have no time to serve Thakurji. Then that Brahman, he left that Thakurji, I think Rasik Rai, that Thakurji, left in her garden. Then Thakurji came in her dream. Hey Sachi Devi, I want to take your service. Then Sachi Devi, she served Thakurji. Then just she also told. And at the time of Ganga Devi's Avirbhav Tithi, Makar Sankranti, everybody is going to take bath in the Ganges. This is the tradition. Everybody thinking, today very super excellent auspicious day and take bath in the Ganges. Then all Mahima, inauspiciousness, sinful, everything will be destroyed. In her mind also coming, because all her friends, they also went Jagannath Puri to Ganga Sagar, where the Ganges meet with ocean, Ganga Sagar. But in her mind also coming, oh, I cannot go, because I took a vow, only I will stay here. And that night, that day, maybe she was taking bath in that the pond. What is it called? We are going. Then when she was taking bath, just one big stair, what is it called? Waves coming and took her and put on the lotus feet of Lord Jagannath. Because Ganga is coming from where? Lotus feet of Lord. Bhagavad Charan Dhaute Jal. Then early in the morning, when Pujari, Jagannath Pujari opened the door, then Ganga, that time she was Sachi Devi, she was sitting in front of Lord Jagannath, lotus feet of Lord Jagannath. Then Pujari, he informed to king, oh Sachi Devi, she is a pretender. Daytime, she is doing Bhagavad Katha, at night time, she is stealing. She is thief. That time king became very surprised. What? Then poor king put him in the jail. But Lord Jagannath came in his dream and told, a stupid nonsense king. Do you know? Sachi Devi, She is the incarnation of my consort Lakshmi. She is not ordinary lady, ordinary girl. As soon as possible. Sit on the chariot. And now also, king and queen, both also fanning to her, and also do parikrama, Jagannath. Every day. For this regard, from her, that name is called, what is the name? Gangamata Gosvamini. Bolo Gangamata Gosvamini. So today is super excellent auspicious day. Bhajan and sadhana. Because if you listen life history of our previous Acharya Guru Vargas, then automatically so much inspired will come in your heart. How to bhajan and sadhana? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. But one thing also, this is true. If you go to the bhajan sadhana Vrindavan, many jackals understand? They are also chasing behind to you. If you are a very nice, beautiful young boy or young girl, this is a nature. Jackal, understand? Jackal means you are stupid nonsense. Oh, you are very sweet. You are young, I am also young. So I am married. Gurudev told one very nice story, just to remember. One young girl, she came in Vrindavan to bhajan and sadhana under guidance of one bona fide guru. But this is the nature, I told. Jackal or stupid nonsense, chasing. Okay, I love you. She said, okay. Then okay, tomorrow will come, I will meet with you. Okay. That time she told her Gurudev, this stupid nonsense jackal guy, too much attached with me, what to do now? But okay, take this medicine. Then she took the medicine, and Gurudev told, when you are coughing, mucus, everything coming, stool, everything coming, and put one cloth, and put a corner of your room. Then she took the medicine. Then she had whole night she was passing slowly. And that all things also she put one and put on the corner of her room. Then night time that stupid nonsense jackal. He came. Hey, there is one young girl listening. Where is she? Well, I am there. No, you are not that. Okay, listen. I was come with me. I can show to you her. Where is she? Well, then open. And you can find out here. Maybe she is hiding here. Then that boy he was putting. Then her hand also had. Completely accommodated with stone. No. Well, that's it. Well, where is he? Well, that was I. That my beauty is here. That means is be careful if you want to bhajan and sadhana. Vairagya, Raghunathir Vairagya. Our Goswami Gangamata Goswami Vairagya teaching this year. So today is very super excellent, auspicious day. We remember to Gangamata Goswamini, her life history. How do you see bhajan and sadhana? And entering Harikatha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Arati. Hare Rama, Rama Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Bolo Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavan, Jaya Radhe. Hare Gosvamini, Jaya Gopi Jana, Bolo Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavan, Rasika Muktamani, Jaya Gopi Jana, Jaya Radhe. Rasika Muktamani, Jaya Gopi. Radhe 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 Shyam, Radhe Radhe Shyam Shyam, Radhe Radhe Oh Radhe 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 Shyam, Radhe Radhe Shyam Shyam, Radhe 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 Shyam. Hare Radhe Shyam, Jugal Naam Mera hai Jugal Naam. Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan, Rasika Muktamani, Jaya Gopi Jaya Radhe. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Rama. Bolo Hare. Bolo Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai, jai jai Shri Radhe ki bajo.